Heyo everybody, Haku here with my HaQ&A number something, number like 11? Number 12. Number something. I don't really remember this week, but it's kind of a weekly thing. It'll be in the title, so I mean, I don't really even know I need to tell you. Wasting time, I guess. But I don't really think I have many comments this week, but I think I have some pretty detailed answers to some of them that I have. I just sort of skimmed over some of the ones for the week before I started recording. And also, I want to say before I start that for those of you who followed the Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke, I will be continuing it tomorrow. I hope to post an episode, and I hope to post an episode daily, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, if an emergency happens, that won't be happening, but for all plans, for all scheduling, that is what is going to be happening that I hope for. So, I know it's been a while, but I lost motivation and I didn't have time with all my other videos to record it. I was having a lot of problems and I had lost motivation because of a problem with the recording. But I think I already addressed that in another video. And the other thing I want to talk about is I said that in my monthly update, I said this month there's going to be a lot more MonMusu and a lot more gaming. And this month I've had like no gaming in MonMusu. But that is going to change in the future, hopefully. I do have 3 MonMusu vids in the works in addition to other things. Because like there's some videos like the top 10s where I'm going to be making the nice transition cards, where I'm going to be putting images on the screen that take a little more work, and I want to put a little bit more work into writing. In addition to my weekly like reviews and discussions and live reactions and all that for all the stuff I cover, I want to also like plan those a few weeks ahead of time, and even if I don't do those every week, I'll have like a nice looking discussion or top whatever video that I can put up on the weekend, one weekend, and say, you know, I enjoyed what I did. Kind of like what I did with the top Pokemon starters or the top One Piece waifu video, because I loved making both of those and they both took a few days to make, and I kind of want to do more videos like that in addition to the stuff I do daily. So I got more of those coming, and 3 in the works that are MonMusu related, maybe 4 if you can count one of them as being MonMusu related. But I want to say that chapters 42 and 43 are already out in Japan. There is no reliable English translation out yet. The English translation, the first reliable one, usually goes up on Manga here, in my opinion. And from what I've seen, from what I've searched around for, that's when the first really good one usually comes up. Now, there are a few floating around that's just like one guy went in and typed in the thought bubbles in Paint or something, what the translation is, and that's super, super dodgy. But if you guys want to see me, if you guys know where any of those are, you want to see me do my live reaction and review based on those, and you don't want to wait for the decent translation to come out, I will do the review and live reaction to those. But of course, if you want me to wait, I can always wait and just do it when the decent one comes out on Manga here, or if anywhere else puts the decent one up before then, I'll just hit it up there. Just wanted to tell you what the deal is. I'm just waiting on a good translation to be able to do that. It'd be way easier if I could just read the raws, if I could read decent Japanese, but I cannot. I'm not quite weeb level yet. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about MonMusu, I think. Let's get into the actual comments. I kind of use these HaQ&As as sort of a weekly update as well. Matt English posted 3 things on my most recent review of Fear the Walking Dead, and I'm sorry, I don't want to sound insulting. I'm just gonna have to try to figure these out though, because like when I first read them, I didn't know completely what you were saying. So I mean, if you see this and can like elaborate further to help me answer you better, then I'll try to answer you better. But I didn't really know how to answer these yet, but I'll probably answer them in the comments after recording this. He first said Salazar first heard his dead wife's voice when he put the bag over Zombie Reed's head. when he was with Zombie Reed, he heard the voice of the man that said take the gun, but if he did hear his wife's voice, then good catch because I had no idea. I didn't see it. And then right after that, he comments, not Liz, Griselda, I mean. And I don't know if he like I don't know if he messed up. And yeah, I don't know what that comment was meaning, but yeah, Griselda was his wife. And then right after that, when he says, scratch that, wrong spot, lol, keep up the good work, Haka. Thank you for the good wishes. Also, I think the scratch that meant the one he commented before that was in the wrong place. So if you're just saying that you caught when he heard Griselda's voice over the when he put the bag over Reed's head, I didn't hear that. Really good catch, and thank you so much for the good wishes. Tom said on the same review, great, interesting analysis. Keep it up, man. Thank you again. Thank you, Tom. No Consensus says, of course, on the Tower of God chapters live reaction. This is a bit of a long one, so hang in there with me. I think it's something Ron really needed. He had it kinda rough during Revolution Road. Daniel pretty much showed him he was much stronger even without fighting him, and Muntari and Muradic Guardian gave him a beating. Also, he threw away the match against Tanakh during Battle X Gamble by losing his composure. I thought the fight itself was interesting even if it was short. Hess comes in with the strategy knowing Ron has low endurance, so he mind games him to keep on attacking him by making him lose composure. Ron then regains his composure and realizes his normal electricity attacks have no effect, which is probably the result of thinking about his previous defeats. His previous defeats also gave him the motivation to train harder, and his new skill is also a result of it. I thought it was a nice progression for Ron, but I also hope the rest of the team will be involved in future fights. Yeah, I thought this fight was awesome. I am like in love with the fight. I thought it's one of the better fights we've had in the series. Not the best for sure, because there are a ton of other fights I love more, but it was a really good fight for like the place it served, what the story purpose of the fight was for. I think it was a very good fight. I don't dislike it, but I'm a little put off. I'm a little bit apprehensive about having one of Bomb's allies just completely solo one of the 10 bosses. But again, it's not something I'm going to say I'm completely against right now, because I think like Ron is one of Bomb's stronger allies. He's on the stronger side of things at least. And it seems to me that by what Hess said about not having a 10 family name like the other bosses, implying the other bosses have 10 family names, and the way he just ran straight for a new name showing up, I do think that Hess is probably the weakest boss. And I totally agree that I really hope we see other teammates have fights with the other 9 bosses. That'd be so awesome. Like, I'm really looking forward to these boss fights. I'm very much hyped for this arc. This arc has me in a state of hype. Yorozuya White Bear Beppo said that judging on appearances, he's going to make his makeshift list of his favorite 18 favorite Pokemon starters on the my top 18 favorite video. So if you want to see his full list, check that out. He put Snivy as number 1. Yes, Snake the best. Snake for life. And my friend Ottery Otter said, bro, we fighting too, because he had already commented on mine. Nigga, Chimchaw's my life. We fighting purely for that, Haku. You are the most boring and bland starter. Fight me. You want to throw hands? But seriously, Ottery Otter is a friend I've had for a few years outside of YouTube. So yeah, he's just joking around. Don't take any of the fighting comments or anything too seriously. But yeah, I do think Chimchar is just really boring and bland. Like, I don't dislike the starter, I just think it's a really boring one. Big Will 191919 said, do you think his family will give him a devil fruit? Referencing Sanji on the discussion I made about Yonji and Reiju's powers. And that is a really good question. I think that Sanji already has a lot of powers. He already has Skywalk, Diablo Jamble, and his normal kicking fighting style. So he already has a shit ton of powers and I'm pretty sure he already has both observation and armament haki. I could be wrong, but I think he already has both. So I do think that he already has more than enough powers that I don't think he needs a devil fruit. And they said, yeah, but it might be great if he doesn't know how to use it, or if it was a useless or stupid power. I don't know. I personally don't think it's a very good idea. I don't think he needs a devil fruit. I don't think it really serves a decent purpose in the story. Mike Nemps, about my question about the pronunciation for Joaquin or HaQ&A. Mike Nemps said, I usually call him HaQ&A or HoQuin. He like HOWQUIN. HaQ&A, but I do like your Joaquin pronunciation too. Yeah, it's one of those complicated things because I'm pretty sure the Korean characters spell out like HOAKUIN. So it'd be like HoQueen. So it'd be like HoQueen is what the actual Korean characters would spell out the best I can figure in English. But I know that SIU also like names a lot of characters and stuff after like famous footballers, soccer players. Depending on where you live, you would call them footballers or soccer players. But he names a lot of characters and stuff and references soccer or football a lot. So I figured that, and he does do a lot of Spanish names here and there, and Joaquin is a relatively common Spanish name. Not super common or anything, but I've heard that it's relatively common at least. So I just figured he was trying to do Joaquin, and that was the best he could do with Korean characters. So I have no clue if it's HoQuin or HoQueen or Joaquin. I have no clue what SIU's going for. I used to call him HoQuin, but I've kind of gotten into the habit where it feels weird not to say Joaquin now. So I think I'm just going to stick with Joaquin until it's like completely proven that it's something else, because it's hard to tell. Vidir Production said, hey man, great theory, but I think Hatsu and Ship will still venture onto the floor of death for some unrevealed reason. But if what you say happens, that'd be awesome. And I had said that we were going to split up and only the people from like the 10 families or who had special reason like that were going to go onto the floor of death. And the other half of the group was going to wait on the train. But I think that'll be cool too, because I didn't think about it, and White Bear Beppo brings it up next. So I'll tie in my answer to both of these together. But White Bear Beppo said, as you climb the tower, the Shinsu density increases, making sword swinging much more difficult. That's why people use the needle, as it helps mitigate the drag. And yeah, that's an explanation that we've all heard a lot, but I like how White Bear Beppo went on to say, since we're going to a floor that has none or little Shinsu, that makes the combat competent people who use like weapons or physical fighting, like, and I'm really paraphrasing his comment, like it makes them a lot stronger, surprisingly strong, like Hatsu or Rak, or I think he says maybe even Boro. But yeah, that's really cool, and I think somebody else brings that up, so I'll have to answer the same for theirs. But like, that's really cool, because I didn't really think about it that way at first, but like a weapon user, like a swordsman like Hatsu, it'd be really cool to see like a Floor of Death rematch where Kasano now has the two devils for this fight, and Hatsu has like a super powerful swordsmanship because he doesn't have the resistance on him. Like he's taken off the training weights and now he's just ready to go in. I think that'd be really cool. And so they tie in together that I think, okay, maybe I'm wrong and maybe everybody can go. Maybe the people physically capable of fighting without using Shinsu that much will be even stronger in the low density Shinsu. Kebron said, and also, some people could go anyway. Oh, okay, hold on. He says, remember some items can allow you to use Shinsu. Maybe Sachi has a contract on his mace/wand. Oh, and also some people could go anyway, even if they don't make a contract. Rak and the guy who can read weapons, I can't recall his name at the moment, and Boro. But Yeah, that's a great idea, Kevin, or Kevin Caro. He used to be. So, Kevin, that's a really cool point. I like that I didn't think about it when I was doing that video, that we did find out you can't have contracts on items, so Sachi could be able to go and use his powers because of his item. And the same is true of Rak, because Rak uses the Mad Shocker Spear, and maybe the Mad Shocker, he has a contract on it, so Rak could still use Shinsu there. And that means that any of the weapon users can go and use Shinsu there. And also somebody like Boro, he's not necessarily a weapon user, but he reads weapons. So I definitely think even if they can't make a contract, there's a definite possibility that everybody could still go. I mean, what I said was just kind of a theory discussion. I'm not totally settled on it. It's just kind of a guess of what I think is a possibility. And I think it was good, like seeing the comments on it. It really brings up a really cool conversation that a lot of you guys had really, really good input on. Another comment that I didn't quite get this one. Tyler Morgan on my One Piece... Oh, now I get it. Tyler Morgan said 1337 duration hype. Yup, it's leet. It's leet. I had my leet duration on my One Piece live reaction. I can't believe it took me that long to get it. Until I'm reading it here, it took me this long to freaking get that comment. I'm going to thumbs up it real quick. I usually thumbs up every comment, but for some reason that one isn't yet. So, yeah. Or at least every comment that's not like random advertising or, say, spam or whatever. Yodazuya White Bear Beppo said, do you play any PC games? And if you do, which games do you play? I've played a lot in the past, but I literally haven't been able to play any video games at all, except a little bit of Pokemon in my spare time since I started YouTube. I have devoted all of my free time to YouTube. Like, all of my free time goes into writing for videos, researching, taking notes, recording, editing, rendering, and uploading. All of my free time is spent on YouTube. But, I have played a lot in the past. For like big AAA games and stuff, I actually do prefer using the console to PC. But PC, I do play a few games here and there, like say Left 4 Dead or Gmod or MMOs here and there. If any of you are interested in the MMOs I've played in the past, Star Wars: The Old Republic I've played. I have played Guild Wars 2. That was really fun. I didn't play it for very long, but I think I could actually go and make another character someday. Maybe I could record it or stream it or something. But that was actually pretty fun. Also, Eden Eternal. I love Eden Eternal. It's just a personal favorite. It's not even that great or anything. It's just like a personal favorite kind of MMO. And games in general that I like for just PC or console or anything, I'd say maybe like Fallout is definitely my favorite game series. I love the Fallout series, but I'm a huge fan of Elder Scrolls, Assassin's Creed, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. I like shooters as well, but my heart truly belongs to RPGs. That's what I've grown up with, and I prefer open world RPGs that don't have like linear story, but I don't mind linear story either. I'm just an RPG kind of guy when it comes to gaming. Anime Watcher says, what would your OTP be for Tower of God? No, I'm not huge into shipping. I like ship a couple characters here and there sometimes when watching or reading stuff, but I typically don't get into shipping. But this is a weird one, and I honestly do have an OTP for Tower of God. Like, for like the longest time, like, I have shipped Rak and Yiwa. I just think the scenes with the two of them together are so adorable. So, it's a weird ship, but I say Rak and Yiwa is definitely my OTP. I love the two of those characters together. And Kevin said, I have a question for you. When you gonna try the Tower of God mobile game? Also, I would have loved to do a live stream about last chapter, but I couldn't even make a video on it. I've been busier than usual, so I've spent a full day working on a video today. Maybe next week. Yeah, I still need to get in contact with Kebrin and the two other YouTubers that I kind of want to join us on the live stream. And we could do it every week. I think if we did it, it would be something like we discuss the chapter for that week, our thoughts on it, maybe some theories and predictions for where stuff's going to go. And then, of course, throughout it, like you guys whoever's channel it'll be on, we'll have, because I think I'm going to do it on YouTube if I do it rather than Twitch. That way all of the people that are, the few people subscribed to us on YouTube can see it in the subscription feed and know that it's going down when it's going down. So if we start doing that weekly, it'll just be us discussing the chapter, what we thought of it, where we think it'll go, and we will throughout the time answer questions from you guys watching. Just type whatever you want, and it'll be just a discussion with all of us. You guys join in the discussion via just typing in. So that'll be really cool. But yeah, I really need to contact everybody and get that all like settled. But I also said that when it comes to the game, I don't read any Korean. I have no idea what's going on in the game. I'd love to play it, but I have no idea what's going on. And he left a link if you want to see his comment. It's on the last HaQ&A, HaQ&A 10. So I guess this is HaQ&A 11. But his he left a link to wallhikesong.com, and it's a guy from Reddit who has a blog about the game, and it's a lot of information. And also Kebrin has a video about downloading it, and he has also a lot of other tutorial videos on it that I've seen, and I've watched his videos on it instead of actually playing it myself. That's what I do with a lot of games where I'm like, well, I can't get the game myself, or I don't have time or money to get the game, so I'll just watch somebody else play it. And I have watched Kebrin's videos on it, so check those out if you want to. 6 days ago, somebody with a Korean name that I cannot read left a comment in Korean. I think they were basically saying they liked the chapter and they liked the review. I ran it through Google Translate, but that's not really very reliable. But I want to say thank you. Obviously, if you liked my video, you probably understand English relatively well. So thank you so very much for the comment. And I'm sorry I can't naturally read what you said. Maybe I should just... I feel like looking at my comments and talking to people from different parts of the world, I really keep thinking to myself, I need to learn Spanish, I need to learn Japanese, I need to learn Korean, just to be able to communicate with everybody better, you know? No Consensus says, one of the minor things I liked about this chapter, I think about last chapter, was when Prince and Misang chose to keep going to the floor of death, and Wangnan's in the background with a conflicted look. I really like that too. I think that's one of those subtle panels that SIU throws out there that are really, really cool, and I am just such a huge fan of SIU's work, really. And I think that was it for the comments. Sebastian Garcia said, I love this chapter about last chapter, and I definitely agree. I'm throwing this comment in there in case I didn't throw it in last week, but I think that may have been in last week's HaQ&A. So this has been a lot longer than I was expected. Holy God, 23 minutes? Way longer than I was expecting. But thank you all for sticking through it. I think it's worth making the longer video because I do like to keep the open discussion with you all. I think that the discussion on the videos and what we're talking about is a huge part of the channel, and I want to keep it that way no matter how small we stay or how big we grow. I want this to be a community. I want us to be able to talk evenly with one another and have you guys have real input on a lot of my videos. So I like having the back and forth conversation and hearing your input on everything. When it comes to the discussion, when it comes to the videos and the video quality, I love hearing all of your random air conditioner starting in the background noise. I love hearing all of your suggestions and your kind criticism and the nice things you say. I mean, you guys are really great to me, and I love you all. I love you guys, seriously. Gosh, I know it sounds cheesy whenever a YouTuber says that, but it's kind of a weird feeling that before starting doing YouTube myself, I didn't really know the feeling. But like when you have, like, I got 150 of you in my ear telling me what you like and don't like, and you're always really supportive and kind about it, it's a really heartwarming feeling. And I really do love and appreciate all of you and all you've really done for the channel, because you are the biggest part of this channel. I make the videos, but you guys watch them, you guys like them, you guys share them, you guys comment and discuss things with me, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. my videos are maybe like partially made to be made, but like most videos, they are mostly made to be watched by you all. Yeah, that kind of got weirdly philosophical, but I'm just gonna go ahead and shut myself off now because I'm rambling. Like if you guys did like this video, check out or comment down there. Got lost. Comment down there what you thought of my answers. If you have any more questions about anything, happy to answer them, happy to discuss things with you. Subscribe for more, everything I talked about and much more. Same with following on Twitter for updates about everything. I'll try to keep you updated there as best I can. And lastly, I guess I'll just throw in that I will be making an Imgur gallery of whenever I do my top 10 videos. I'll make it of my transition cards, and I'll probably throw extra ones in there. Like for my One Piece one, I'm still working on it. I will have a gallery of 22 transition cards of my top 22 waifus, and I'll do sort of something like that with all of my top however many videos, where maybe a week or so after the video, I'll throw out an Imgur gallery of the title cards with some extra cards thrown in that I make. So thank you guys for watching. I'll cut myself off now. See you all next time.